Vegetarian enchiladas. This will hopefully become a favorite in your household as it has in mine. It's the thing my kids request every time when they come home from college or they're coming to visit. And it's one of the first things that my son would show off his culinary abilities for with his friends, is he would make vegetarian enchiladas and sometimes add chicken. So it works just fine either way. So, and actually I'm going to show you, this is from a really old book called Diet for a Small Planet. It was written in the 70s by this lady who was one of the real forerunners of really healthy cooking. So we start out with a little olive oil, and then we're going to add 1.5 cups of onions and 3 garlic. Now that's going to go on the stove, and we want the onions to become translucent, and then we're going to add what will become our sauce. So it consists of a 14-ounce can, this is the only canned thing, of tomatoes, and I like the petite diced ones, and then 8 ounces of tomato sauce, and then almost just a shy tablespoon of chili powder, a tiny bit of salt, and a teaspoon of cumin. And here's where we get to play, as much cayenne as you like, which we start out real mild, and a couple of shakes of hot sauce, depending on how hot you like it. And then the recipe actually calls for 1 tablespoon of honey, but sometimes you know how it is when you're in the kitchen and you have to punch. So I used up all the honey and I haven't been to the store, so we're going to use a squirt of stevia instead. You could probably also use brown sugar, but you know we like to do things as healthy as possible and as low sugar as possible. So, all right, now let's take all of this over to the stove. So now we are sauteing the onion and the garlic. And you know, you don't do this on a very high heat, and it takes as long as it takes, which sometimes seems like forever if you're in a hurry, but it really is not. So you want the onions to turn shiny, like translucent. And when that happens, then we're going to add our wet ingredients and the spices. Okay, so now the onions and the garlic are nice and translucent, and it's time to add our 14 ounces of tomatoes, our 8 ounces of tomato sauce, and then we add our spices. A very scant tablespoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, like 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and as much as you like of hot sauce. I have some in the family who like it hot and some who don't, so we just do that much, and we set this on the dinner table for those who like it hotter. And the same with the cayenne pepper, just a little, and you can add more if you like. And then, as I said, the recipe asks for 1 tablespoon of honey, but since I'm out of honey, I'm just substituting a squirt or 2 of stevia. Now it's going to be on the stove for almost 30 minutes while the flavors melt. Important for the flavors to become friends. So here we go. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Our sauce has been on the stove for 30 minutes, melding its flavors, melding its magic. I don't know what, this is like the best recipe. The ingredients don't all sound so exotic, but when you put them all together, it is, like I said, it's like a comfort food. So now we're going to do our assembly line. We're going to make at least 8, but honestly I get 10 or 12 out of this. We're going to take a scoop of the sauce. We're going to take a tablespoon or so of pinto beans. So you can use refried beans, you can use regular pinto beans and just smash them up. I made some refried beans from scratch with my instant cooker the other day. Oh my God, they were so delicious. But you could use canned beans as well and just smush them. So, and then we're going to put a little cheese on it, roll it up. Any leftover sauce is going to be over the top, and then the cheese is over the top, and then for a little delicacy, we put black olives on top of all of that. So here we go. Here goes our assembly line. I I get to use my fingers on this, and we roll it up.
Okay.
All right, so now we have our tortillas covering up the sauce, the refried beans, and the cheese. And now we just put any leftover sauce on top. Oh my God. You know, I don't know about you, but when I'm cooking, I'm thinking about how it's going to be when I serve it and what people's reactions are going to be. And, you know, this one reminds me of all the family gatherings that we've had, all the good times we've had over these vegetarian enchiladas. And as I said, it's easy. Sometimes I do half vegetarian and I fill the other half with chicken as well. Everything else stays the same, you just add chicken. There was, for a while I lived in New York and I had an au pair and I had a cook. But when company came, I still like to be in the kitchen. I wanted to be there. I wanted to think about who was coming for dinner and what we were making, and so I could pour myself and pour my love into the food. All right, that looks pretty tasty. Now it's going to go in the oven about 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Our vegetarian enchiladas have just arrived from the oven, and they smell good, really good. As again, I have lots of memories from this, and so I'm just going to take a little peek here. Again, you can doctor this up. You can make it spicier if you'd like. You can eliminate the hot sauce or the cayenne pepper altogether if you'd like. But this one is actually really lovely, and it's nice to do with a Spanish rice and like a fruit dessert, something kind of light, because this is, it's not light. Okay, here we go. It's going to taste good going all the way down. I hope you like it as much as our family does. Thank you.